Welcome to Confidently Visible. This is a podcast to help you move through visibility blocks such as fear, resistance, and overwhelm to put life-changing work out into the world and to grow your career or your business. I'm your host, Beck Sands. I am a visibility mentor, a certified life coach, and award-winning PR consultant, and I'm based in sunny Newcastle, Australia. Let me guide you to show up as your unique self, share your incredible work, and to grow your audience with more consistency, ease, and flow. Whether you're a consultant, an entrepreneur, a CEO, a coach, or a creative, this is the space to unlock your uniqueness, to grow your audience, to make a bigger impact, all while feeling good about being seen. The world needs to hear your message. Now let's get started. Hello to you and welcome to another episode of the Confidently Visible podcast. It is so wonderful to be here with you today, wherever you're listening from in the world. I hope you're doing so well and thank you for joining me. Today's episode is a little bit different. It's really just a few words to get you inspired, to get you feeling inspired. Now, the reason for that is that I feel like there's so much negativity out there. I know when I read the news, it can feel so depressing and oppressive, and it can feel really negative and as if there's nothing good happening in the world. But as we all know, that is not the case. There are so many good things happening in the world. It's just that they don't get reported on. It's only the negative stuff that gets reported on. And so it feels like sometimes as though everything is really bad. But actually, there's so much good out there as well. And so I want to just balance the scales a little bit and just share with you how much I believe that everything is possible for you. Your vision is absolutely possible for you. Your business is absolutely possible for you. Those beautiful clients that you so desire are so possible for you to have. The personal brand, the lifestyle vision, the creative business, the coaching business, the consulting business, the career, everything is so possible for you. Now, often it's more that we're standing in our own way, and that's why we don't get these things. And what I mean by that is that often what happens is we stop ourselves from taking the action to become the person or the people that we need to become in order to reach that level of success and to hold that level of success. Okay, so there's never going to be an incredible, perfect time in the future where you have everything that you want and everything is idyllic and you have zero problems and zero challenges and you're absolutely ecstatic and in love with everything in your life. It doesn't work like that. We always hold the good and the bad. We always hold both of these things. We hold the nuance. And so often, like, the more good we have in our lives, often it's like being able to hold a similar level when it comes to the challenges in our lives, and not necessarily bad. I'm not saying it's the good and bad all the time, but it's more that it's, we need to be able to hold, let's say, a certain level of income. Then we have the responsibility that comes with that level of income. So there may be expenses to pay, responsibility of continued earnings. There might be taxes to pay. You'll have to manage your, financials and be across those. So there's like another level where you're holding like more money and more in your business and a bigger business and so much more in your life, but then you're also potentially holding more responsibility around that and making sure that everything flows smoothly. And so I think the question here is, are you willing to be that person and to become that person that that you need to be in order to hold that level of success, in order to hold that level of, abundance, really. And it's similar. So like everyone kind of wants a freedom-based business, but then can you hold that? Because to have a freedom-based business, you also need to be self-driven, self-motivated. You need to be able to manage your own schedule, manage your own workload, manage your own hours, manage the stress and responsibility that comes with, having everything on your shoulders. And so, are you willing to become that person that can hold that as well in order to hold that level of good that comes with that? Now, for me, absolutely, I'm here for it, and I love it. Like the challenge for me is so worth it because the benefits are huge, in my life, in my business. Like I love having my business, but for someone else it might not be. And so it's all about looking at what is it's what Elizabeth Gilbert calls the shit sandwich. But it's like, what are you willing to hold in terms of the, let's call them the trade-offs of whatever it is that you want. Are you willing to make those trade-offs? So I always believe as well, like there are trade-offs to everything, but you want to make sure that you're loving the thing enough that the trade-offs are worth it. So let's say, you don't want the trade-offs of business, but you want the business. Okay. That, you need to be like willing to weigh up also what the flip side of that is, because everything comes with its challenges. So instead of the business, if you want the career, that's going to come with a lot of trade-offs as well and a lot of challenges as well. So you can also weigh up those trade-offs of business versus career. Like everything has its responsibilities, its pressures, its challenges, its problems. So who are you willing to become in order to hold that? And I think if we can hold it a little bit lightly, this is where joy and fun come in. And this is what makes everything worth it. It's kind of like if you think about kittens, right? Like I always think like kittens are so full of joy and they're so cute. And I've got one at the moment called Earl Grey, which is why I'm using this analogy. But Earl Grey is so, so cute and so sweet. But then at the same time, it's been a real challenge introducing him to our other cat, Ollie, and lots of training, lots of work. And also, like, you do have to do the work when you own a pet. Like, but is the trade-off worth it? Absolutely. Like that level of joy. And also, I can hold it really lightly. I don't need to complain about it all the time. I don't need to feel negatively about it all the time. I can have fun with it even when it's challenging. And I think this is, a bit of a metaphor for like business, because even though some things can be really challenging and can feel really challenging, right? And it's the same in a career. If you can hold them a little bit lightly and just have fun with it and find other people to share in, like discussing the challenges, not necessarily just sitting there complaining all the time, but like, if you can open up with other people that are going through something similar, like a problem shared is a problem halved, right? So you can hold it that little bit more lightly to make it easier to deal with any trade-offs or downsides of whatever it is that you want in life while you're becoming that person that can hold it as well. So I'm going to share in this episode why possibility starts with belief and how to build that. I'm going to share with you how you can start to rewrite your internal stories around what is realistic for you. Some ways that you can stay anchored in your vision and even when it feels far away. Real examples of what is possible for you once you start to trust yourself and take aligned action. The energetic and practical shifts that you can use to bring your desires closer. And also just a little journaling prompt to reconnect you with your vision today. Okay, so let's dive into it. I wanted to share with you a little bit about my vision and what I've been able to create first. So back in my corporate days, I had this vision of me working from home. It wasn't necessarily my home at the time, but it was like a beautiful home office. It was running my business, but it wasn't just any business. It was like a lifestyle business so that I could also do the things and not be chained to an office for all the hours. It was like having a beautiful, light, airy kind of space to work and to write books and to, to like do podcast interviews and things like that, and coach people and work with people by the ocean. And I have managed to manifest this into reality. It's taken years and years and years. And I've also had to become the person that can hold that. So I've had to learn how to really effectively manage setbacks, manage rejection, move forward regardless, continue to take action despite having challenges in my life like medical PTSD and anxiety, learning how to get support when I need it, learning how to hold the duality of success, but also managing my time so that I'm not burning out and managing my energy so that I'm not burning out. So there's so many things that I've had to hold at the same time, and the person that I've had to become in order to really step into that vision has taken time. And so if you've ever thought to yourself like, okay, I want to create this vision and I want to step into it tomorrow, like why is it taking so long? It's because most probably you need to become this person that can hold that vision and that can hold that level of success and that can step into the person that you need to be in order to feel joy in that position, right? And so if it happened tomorrow, then you wouldn't necessarily have the skills or the tools really to be able to handle that level of success or that vision that you so desire. So everything is happening for you in the perfect time. Okay, so why do we stop believing in possibility? This is because we're conditioned through school, through our work, that this is the way it is. And often when we're in a situation, it's kind of like we can't see outside of that situation. Like I know when I was in corporate, I was living in Sydney, I was working in the CBD, it was really hard to picture a different life outside of that. I was kind of like, it was like the golden handcuffs. I was like, I can't really see how I would be able to create something else. And also what I had was pretty good. So it kind of almost felt selfish or something, wanting something different when actually I already had it pretty good, And so it kind of felt like, I don't know. It was like, I'm not sure. Should I even want this? So we hold ourselves back because of, so much conditioning, so much thinking that, what you have, like you should be grateful for already, like what you've got already, you should be grateful for. But what if you want to create something even bigger, something even better? Okay. So the second thing here that I want to chat with you about is reconnecting with the vision. So this is another thing that can support you to achieve what you want to achieve in life, in your career, in your business, okay? So is to reconnect with your vision. And so a couple of journal prompts to help you to get clear are, so if nothing was off limits, what would I create? These are really, really big questions that will require taking time and space and, getting really, really present with yourself and looking inwards and like writing something down, even if you don't know 100% that it's exactly what you want yet. Okay. So just follow your instinct, follow your feelings, follow what comes into your mind and write it down. Okay. So what are you afraid to say out loud because it feels too big? That's another thing that I would love to ask you while you're journaling. So write that down as well. So what thing feels too big that you shouldn't even want it, okay? So now I want you to just reconnect with that vision. So I'm giving you, not that you need it, but I'm giving it to you, permission to really want what you want, okay? So the desire wouldn't be there if it wasn't meant for you in some way. So the fact that you're having this desire, that means that in some way it is meant for you. This path is meant for you, okay? All right. So the third thing I want to chat with you about is what happens when you decide to believe. What happens when you decide that this actually could work for me? This could work for me. And in fact, this will work for me. So this is so powerful when you make a decision, when you make the choice that this will happen for you and you will get the results no matter what. It's so, so powerful because you will take the action to become the person that can hold that level of success that you so desire, as well as you're removing any other possibility from your mind. Okay. And you can always choose again. Like if you get it and you don't want it, you can always choose again. Or if you get on the path and you're like, actually, this isn't the right path for me, you can always choose again. But if it's something that you want right now, then just know in your heart of hearts that it is coming your way. Because it absolutely takes away any feeling or thought in your mind of it not being possible, right? And then calibrate and come back to that every single time that inner critic comes up, that voice of self-doubt comes up that says, actually, you probably won't be able to do this, or you're not good enough, or whatever the voice shares with you on that particular moment, on that particular day. You want to keep coming back to this is the right path for me, and this is going to be my reality, and I will be able to create this, okay? Because I absolutely know to be true that you can create anything you want if you only just stick to the path, okay? So if you just continually stick to taking action and if you keep going, okay. So the fourth thing I want to chat with you about is aligning your beliefs with your actions. So I've already kind of shared with you how once you decide, this is so magical because it means that you're removing any other possibility of any other outcome, right? So once you've decided and you've chosen and you're like, this is going to be my reality at some point in the future, then you just want to detach from that outcome. You want to not hold it too closely, like the clingy teenage girlfriend energy. You want to really detach from the outcome and go, yep, this is going to be my reality. So I don't need to worry about it anymore. Like whatever happens, it will come true. I don't need to grip onto it. I don't need to forcefully take action. I can just trust that it's going to happen. Okay. So you still need to take action though. Okay. So taking action is going to support you on your journey because it's almost like an endorsement of that trust. Like, I know this is going to happen, so I'm just going to do the things that I know that I need to do to make it happen, And so, like, without having that pushy energy. So you can kind of go, yes to more visibility, yes to charging more for your services, yes to pitching yourself, yes to reframing those negative beliefs, and to flipping around any negative self-talk that comes up. And yes to creating first instead of consuming. Okay, so belief plus action. So having that conviction that you know that this is going to happen for you, plus taking the action, that is when you will start to get momentum, and it doesn't need to be perfect. You're not going to be taking perfect action every single day. You're not going to get the result you want every single time you put something out there. You're not going to get a yes every time you pitch yourself, okay? There will be rejection along the way. There will be things that don't go as planned. There will be things that fail completely. And you're like, oh, okay. Doesn't mean you need to stop. That just is a redirection, okay? So to wrap up this episode, I want to share with you a bit of a journaling prompt that will hopefully support you. So obviously, if you're driving, you can't do this now. You can always come back and revisit this episode. But if you are in a space where you can grab your journal and a pen, I want you just to journal the answer to this. So if I truly believed everything was possible for me, what would I do next? Okay, so if I truly believed everything was possible for me, what would I do next? Okay. And so I want you to start to think about that person that is the person that you're wanting to be, okay? You can even shut your eyes and visualize. Visualization is such a powerful tool. So you can even close your eyes and just visualize yourself in 12 months' time or 5 years' time or whatever it looks like for you in the exact position, space, doing the exact thing that you're wanting to create into reality, okay? So visualize yourself. What does she look like or he look like if it's, if, men and women listen to this podcast? What does that person, that future version of you, what do they look like? Okay. So if you can picture that person, now you want to behave in the way that they behave. You want to do that now. Okay. You want to start before you're ready. You want to take action and have routines and rituals and habits that align with the person you want to become, that align with the vision of that person that you see in the future that has everything that you have ever dreamt of and that you want to create in your life and your career and your business. I'm interrupting this podcast episode to let you know that I'm so excited to announce the next live round of my signature 6-week course, The Online Consultant, which will support you to turn your existing professional services and experience into a freedom-based online business. Now, we kick off in March 2026, so make sure that you're on the wait list to be the first to know dates and to get access to resources, freebies, and stories that I will only share with the waitlist over at becksands.com/the online consultant. I have loved bringing you this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it too. Make sure that you drop a DM or a comment below this episode and let me know what you think of it and let me know your vision as well. I love hearing from you. Thank you so much for listening and have the most amazing day. Thank you so much for tuning in to Confidently Visible. I have loved being here with you today. I hope today's conversation inspired you to share your unique gifts with courage and to show up boldly and move through some of the visibility blocks that are holding you back. Now, if you loved this episode, I would love it if you could please leave a rating and review and share it with a friend who needs to hear this so that we can get this podcast into the ears of more listeners. If you're ready to become confidently visible for your career or your business, make sure that you head on over to becksands.com and sign up for my weekly newsletters where I share information, stories, and resources that I don't share anywhere else. Until next time, keep showing up as the amazing, unique you that the world needs.